G'day and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm heading out into Wiradjuri Country, out to my part of the world where I grew up. The plan was to camp down near the river, but it's flooded everywhere, as you can probably see. Bit of fortuitous timing. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay at a place called Lake Talbot, which is a lake that hangs off the edge of the river on one of the main canals near Narrandera. There's a little caravan park campground thing there, so I'm going to camp up there for the night and go for a bit of a wander around and see what I can see. The whole country's looking magnificent with all the rain we've been having. Canola's out, so it's yellow and green everywhere as far as the eye can see. So it's been a nice drive over from Canberra. Yeah, looking forward to getting into Narrandera and setting up camp and grabbing a bite to eat maybe and going for a bit of a wander. I'll check in a bit later. Welcome to Narrandera. That road takes you down to Adelaide. Come across the Murrumbidgee River. Yeah, it's up over the banks. I have seen it up above this bridge though, so it's not quite as bad as it could be. Following an enormous header in, not an uncommon sight around towns like this. I think it's up here. Yeah, I think that's our spot's there on the right there somewhere in the forest. I'll go and check in. Pretty nice spot, despite being in a campground. Right across the road from the river. It's a bit of a reserve over there. Apparently it's flooded, so you have to stay to the levee banks, but the fellow reckons that brings the koalas closer to the levee, which is pretty cool, so I might be able to see a koala. That would be awesome. I'm going to go for a walk in a minute and see what we can see. Yeah, pretty good. All set up. It's pretty windy. The fella at the gate promised me a lot of rain tonight, so I'll batten down the tarp maybe a bit later when I go to bed. See how we go. Anyway, I'm off for a walk while it's still sunny, and I'll show you what I see. Well, good day. Just going for a quick hike around Lake Talbot. I think it's probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 k's all the way around. There's a big flood on the other side, so I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to get right through, so I might have to do a bit of an out and back thing. Better watch where I'm going to. But yeah, it's pretty nice so far. Seen a few birds, lots of wildflowers out, which is good because spring's on the way. Well, spring's here in Narrandera. It's not quite spring in Canberra yet, but certainly spring here. Nice to get a t-shirt out, deal with a bit of sunscreen. But yeah, better watch where I'm going. Pretty cool. I'll show you the lake. Nice little walk. Got it all to myself, which is even better. There must be a work on a Friday, but yeah, so I got the whole place to myself. Just wandering around. Lots to see. Palm trees, which is a bit weird. I guess there was a lot of palm trees where I grew up, so someone back at the turn of the century, the turn of last century, must have thought well, palm trees were an important part of the riverina environment. Yeah, that's good. Nice little rock formations on the left here, and quite a steep drop down there to the lake, but it's not at all far or anything. But yeah, it's quite nice. It's full of water. I guess everything's full of water. But yeah, I don't know how far I go before there's a bridge or something. There's something up here. I did look at it on a map. There's something up here where you can sort of cross the other side, and then you get to walk back. That's where the koalas are likely to be, so that's where I want to get to. So hopefully it's not too far. I haven't eaten anything all day, believe it or not. It's like, what's the time? It's 2:30, so I'm going to get peckish pretty soon. There you go, 2:23 p.m, Siri just told me. So soon enough I'm going to get hungry. So hopefully these koalas will reveal themselves soon. Be a good treat. Very peaceful. Willows coming to life over the other side. Birds chirping. 20 degrees. Could be at work. Well, it's officially no longer winter. I just got bitten by a mozzie. So I don't have any mozzie repellent with me at all. So yeah, that's something I wasn't expecting. But yeah, so I guess we're getting into that season, and there's bloody water everywhere. So bound to be mozzie. So I might have a bit of a itchy night tonight. I've got a mozzie net on my swag, but I don't want to spend my whole night in the swag. So well, so there we go. I have to go and find a shop maybe. Everywhere you go in Australia, every little bit of bush, every bit of countryside, whether it's a lake or a forest or a creek or a beach or in the snowfields, you're always surrounded by pretty amazing stuff and incredibly peaceful. You know, you can just sort of lose yourself in it for a good time and just sort of recharge the batteries, and it's really good fun. I was talking and we went ass over tit, so lesson learned there, eh? So yeah, no, it's really good to just get out and have a bit of a wander through the bush and see what's going on. Got a grey fantail over here. I'll see if I can bring him over. They're usually super inquisitive. A couple of yellow-rumped thornbills joining the party. Here he comes. They're very cool. Grey fantails. Just wandering around aimlessly. Suddenly realised I'm out in the middle of nowhere. These bloody grey fantails are causing me... They're still with me. Like I said, they're very inquisitive. But they've led me up this other path. I strayed from where I was going, so I'm going up a hill of some sort, so anyway, I'll see where it goes. Got my little fantail friends. I don't know where I'm going. When I keep going up, my theory is it might lead me out of the forest a bit quicker. Which might be handy because I might be near a shop and I can maybe grab something to eat because I'm getting a bit peckish. Anyway, bigger path over here. Let's go and see what's going on. Here we go. Fire trail. We're in business. Red-brad firetails. Pretty cool. You can tell they're red-brad firetails because of the red eyebrow and firetail. cuckoo shrikes. Pretty cool. Well, it is the season. This is on the other side of the lake, so on the other side of the man-made canal and the lake, this is the actual Murrumbidgee River. And as you can see, it's well in flood. I guess they were right to close the state forests. I probably couldn't have camped here, could I? River red gums. Pretty cool, very common around here. Cope well with being flooded in the roots. Magnificent trees. And this big boy. They can usually stand having their feet in water. And this big one over here, that's very cool. Awesome trees. As their name suggests, they've got a really deep red, rich red timber. Well, good morning. This is the view I'm waking up to. Not the lake, but the tarp. Got very wet, very windy last night, so I had to batten down the hatches. But it all seems pretty calm now. Kookaburra's waking up. Wake it up, make a coffee, ponder the day. Well, good morning once again. Got up and had a coffee, packed up the camp. Now I decided to go for another quick hike through this little nature forest that they've got here, one that's flooded. As you can see behind me, that's the main canal that connects to the lake I was walking around before, and the lake's on the other side. So if you can sort of just see over there, there's a lake on the other side of the canal, and behind the camera on the other side is the river that's flooded, and I'm walking along a levee. I can hear him, but I can't see them. I really need to get better binoculars. Might be my next purchase. Well, went for a good wander up the levee. Didn't see much. Lots of birds out and about, which is nice, but certainly no koalas or any sign of them. So I'm going to call it quits, head back into town, grab a coffee, and then head on to the next venture. Thanks for joining me on this little trip to Wiradjuri Country. Hope you enjoyed it. It was quite nice, I thought. Good day. Apart from all the squally winds last night, which sort of kept me up a bit. But it's been a good trip, and I like this part of the world and can't wait for the floods to die down, and I'll come back and camp by the river sometime and relive that Murrumbidgee smell. But thanks for joining me. Until next time, stay safe.